So how are you keeping your lifeboat in one place? Hey friends, it's Pastor Mike from Fellowship Church. Always love connecting with you. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving season with family and friends, and you're probably now looking towards the Advent season, Christmas, Black Friday's done, all that kind of fun stuff. Hope you're having a wonderful season of life right now. That question for you again, how are you keeping your lifeboat in one place? Now, I'm not a boating person and I'm not much of a fisherman, but I'd like you to imagine something with me for a moment. I'd like you to imagine that you're out in your favorite little rowboat and you know exactly where to go in this pond to catch the best fish. And so you row yourself over to that place and you get yourself all set up with all of your rod and reel and all that, drop it in the water and you're starting to catch fish. But as the moments go on, your boat starts to kind of drift away a little bit. You're moving on from that favorite fishing spot. You're finding that you're having to cast farther and farther, and before you know it, you've got to set the rod and reel down and row yourself back to your spot again. Why the boat move? Well, it could be just wind. Sometimes wind can do that. It could be that there are some currents, springs underwater, anything like that. There are external forces that are acting upon your boat and causing your boat to move someplace. It wasn't intentional by you. You didn't put oars in the water. It just moved by external forces from one place to another. And there's a reason why it moved. It's because you didn't anchor the boat down. When you're in a place where you want to stay, whether it's fishing or maybe something a whole lot more important than life. Hey, Pastor Mike, there's something more important than fishing? Yes, if there's something more important to you than that, how do you keep the boat from moving? Or how do you keep your life from moving? Hebrews chapter 6, talking about Jesus. I love the book of Hebrews and how it explains some things about Jesus that other books don't do. Hebrews, talking about the gospel and how Jesus died for us, fulfilling the covenant promises of God, then says, Hebrews 6, we have this hope as an anchor for the soul. You know what you were missing with that boat? You were missing an anchor. You hadn't dropped an anchor to make sure the boat wouldn't move. Here's something that Bible tells us about our faith as well. There are times in this life when there will be external forces that are blowing upon your faith. You can't control all the winds of this world. Friends, if you don't know what I mean by winds of this world, just watch the news tonight for a few moments. There are all kinds of things in this world that seek to kind of move you away from a good place in your faith and maybe cause you to start having questions and doubts that would lead you away from the Lord even. Sometimes there's just some underwater things in here that might cause us to move away from a really solid place. God says, I want to put you in a really good place. I want you to have a firm foundation. That's a phrase in Hebrews as well. I want you to have a firm foundation in your soul. I want you to be grounded. I want you to have a great sense of confidence. And I want your hope to be grounded as an anchor. So friends, may the life of Jesus Christ, may the death of Jesus Christ, may the message of Jesus, everything that God has done for us, may that be like an anchor for you because it puts you in a good place and it keeps you in that good place. And God's desire is that we not be drifters. Drifters are simply people who are a bit unaware of the external forces upon their life and upon their faith. And as time goes by, they find themselves just kind of drifting with whatever wind is blowing out there. God says there will always be external forces out there. But God says, I don't want your faith. I don't want your life. I don't want your hope and your sense of peace. I don't want those things to depend upon any external forces that you can't control and you didn't create. Instead, I want you to drop anchor. When you're in the right spot with God, I want you to drop anchor and stay right there. May your hope be grounded in who Jesus Christ was and is and what He's done for your life. Friends, don't forget your anchor, or you'll be drifting with all kinds of things you hadn't planned on. May you stay in one solid place with the Lord. I hope that's a message that makes sense to you. Sure makes sense to me. May your anchor be secure. Hope you have a wonderful week. May you know that we love you and God loves you even more. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.